Prepare to be astounded, bedazzled, and otherwise stupefied. Looked at that, and then I started learning about how different eras of like different filming influenced certain like golden ages of like good movies. Like, for example, I had looked up because I was trying to figure out like why the movie Scream was so popular, and like why people like it so much, and where the original story behind Scream came from. So it was like I was just trying to get more of a rounded understanding about how media influences, itself, and like happenings around, wherever these ideas are birthed, is why it came from what it came from. Because I like stuff like that. I like to, you know, see people giving like nods to shit that they liked in the past, or something that influenced why this specific person thought the way that they did to create said creation. So it's like I find that very fascinating.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. And I think a good example of that, like maybe like your standard on that would be George Lucas and Star Wars. You see all different types of influences from film to his childhood, with the serials and stuff like that, Flash Gordon or whatever, the Dune, heavy influence from Dune and Akira Kurosawa, the Seven Samurai and shit like that. So, yeah, it's good to pay homage. But all right, so is there a line between like paying homage or like ripping something off? So like, a negative of that would be what J.J. Abrams did to Force Awakens and just totally ripped off A New Hope.
Yeah, it's different when somebody is like creating something with source material and like absolutely just like telling the same story over again and putting a different name on the front of it. That's quite disrespectful.
Yeah, like it just shows that the lack of heart and passion in a project when like you can't even like come up with your own whatever. It's
Yeah, it's like plagiarism at its finest.
right. But today we are here to talk about the movie Alien, 1979 Alien, the possible best of the franchise. I know it's a little contentious with the Alien fans out there.
I'd definitely say it's the best one. Like two is a close second,
That's the
of
one.
course,
Yeah,
but
that's the one everyone talks about and everyone loves it. I love it as well, but this movie's fucking amazing in terms of sci-fi and both horror. Like I don't think you can ever find a better blend of the two genres, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah, Alien definitely set the bar when it comes to adding suspenseful, like claustrophobic space like confinement to the horror genre, where it's like, you know, you're out of space and in this confined area, and something is stalking you. And, a lot of really good inspirations, a lot of good products have come from inspiration from the tone that Alien set when they first came out with, the first movie. It was like such a success for a really good fucking reason. Plus, not only that, it like put one of our first female heroine, badass, women out front to, put them on the map
Oh yeah,
as a very strong female lead.
Sigourney Weaver killed it in this role, and yeah, this is how a female protagonist because she acts logically, and one of the great scene when uh, Dallas is has got Kane and he's got the face hugger on him. He's like, "All right, let us in," and she's like, "Oh, that's against pro. You got a quarantine. That's against protocol. Like you can kill the entire ship by bringing someone contaminated on. You know what I mean? Like that's the most logical thing to do for a person that fits into her character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ripley is always the most like level-headed person in any situation. Like even like I know we're talking about the first movie, but even like in the second one when she came back and was trying to explain to the people like, yo, this stuff happened and I understand that it was fucked up, but I need y'all to listen to me. And like she's not even like sounding like too off of the wall with the stuff that she's saying. And nobody just wanted to take her seriously. So I've always liked Ripley's character just because of how badass she is. She just don't take shit from nobody, and she knows what the fuck she's doing too.
Yeah, and that's not to say the other cast don't act illogically. Funny enough, the one who does is an android, so you actually have a reasoning for why he would, break protocol, for the company and then go fucking haywire, literally.
Yeah, that's why she don't mess with androids no more.
Yeah, she saw that Bishop was an android and she was having none of it.
Yeah, she was like, hold on a second. Get that damn thing away from me.
I mean, if a toaster tried to kill you, you'd probably hate toasters, right? Same,
Definitely.
same concept.
Definitely. I would not fuck with toasters ever again.
So, like, all right. So, what do you think of the title sequence, where it's just the floating the space, and you see the an asteroid belt, and then you just see the Nostromo. Like in 1979, those special effects look great.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm like, well, back then that was state of the art, So it was like we're spoiled now with the graphics and the way things look. But honestly, they did a pretty good job with it being as, like early tech as it was back then when they were showing what they did. I definitely like the design overall of the ship and like just like the overall design of like the clothing and the weapons and the stuff like that. Like it's just like we were saying earlier, it was a really big influence on a lot of stuff that we do today, like the flamethrowers and the hip attaching machine guns and stuff like that. I just like the aesthetics of everything. That opening shot definitely sticks in my mind.
Uh, yeah. I would say that James Cameron definitely like held true to at least like the aesthetic of the first Alien, with the sequel, because like it's so minimalistic but like lived in, you know what I mean? And I think that's
hmm
the appeal of the movie is that like oh they kind of brought this like space travel and shit like that, like kind of on a more realistic approach, at least, via 1979 or what have you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and when Kane actually let was it Ash or Kane was the one who is the guy who gets attacked by the creature and they bring him back to the ship, the Nostromo, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
John Hurt's character. I like John
Right.
Hurt.
Right. Yeah, and then it's actually Ash's fault that everything ended up kicking off the way that it did because once again he broke protocol, and not once again, but he broke protocol and led the events starting from one to the next. And as you can see, that's like another thing that happens in a lot of movies now where it's like, oh, foreshadowing.
Hmm.
He's about to fuck something up.
Well, I mean, but there's not much foreshadowing with the reveal that he's an android. Like I'm sure in the theaters in 1979, they were when like he's spitting up like milk and all that, creamy stuff, and
Yeah.
they were probably like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool scene, like the way that they did it. Kind of reminds me of the movie Spawn, where the guy who plays the clown, what is his name?
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, yeah, the scene where he bites into the pizza with the maggots. He had actual real maggots on that pizza, and he was like, "I don't want it to be fake because I want to get that, that fear factor out of it."
What a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, that bro. It took me a really long time to realize that that's who played Clown in Spawn. I'm like, wow, how did I not know that?
I mean, that voice is. I don't think there's any like.
Right, it's iconic. It's like, why didn't I know it as soon as I heard it? But then I started thinking about it, and like, the way he moves his mouth is like very telling too. Like, I'm like, oh, how did I not know?
Would you like to see a live action Spawn movie?
Live action?
Another one, or do you think they'd
See,
fuck it up?
I don't like. I want to say no, but I know that they would, and it's like it'll be really hard to top what Michael Jai White and them did in the first one. So it's like, I don't know, man, because Michael Jai White was just like the perfect person to play Al Simmons.
Yeah.
And it's a really I think it'll be a really tough time trying to find somebody to replace him, to have the the fight choreography behind the fact that this guy is a badass, and I can buy what you're trying to sell me by saying he's an assassin and doing all of this shit. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
even his voice as Spawn is just like perfect. Like, that's all you
Yeah,
pretty much need. But the fact that like he is a martial artist and like, yeah, it's just pretty good.
yeah, I didn't even think about his voice. You are right. Like, his voice was on point with the burnt bacon man syndrome.
Burnt bacon man.
That's all I think about every time I see him without his mask on. Like, you look like a piece of very burnt bacon.
Bacon Spawn. Like instead of the chains that like shoot out of his belt, it's just bacon.
He's wrapped in bacon too. You don't see the chains. It's just like long shit. It's maple.
And like his eye holes, they're eggs because the rest of him is bacon. Like it shapes his
Dude,
mask. We're onto something
that
here.
would be funny. Yeah, that would be really funny. Just like he attacks you with breakfast food. Like all of his all of his attacks are just breakfast food. His blood is orange instead of the orange juice instead of that green stuff. That's funny. We need to write this down. Somebody's listening to us.
Like
We're being recorded.
right, write that down. Write that down. Um, but anyway, back to Alien.
Yeah, we got on a tangent there.
Let's let's talk about the alien design itself.
Ah, yes, the anthropomorphics. Yeah.
Because Jesus Christ, seeing that for the first time, when I was like 8 or 9, it's just
Yeah,
incredible.
the xenomorphs are like one of the best things that came from Alien, because it just like set the tone for a lot of like designs being accepted, if you get what I'm saying. Like, they really went out on a limb to actually try something new, and they added like a whole bunch of combinations of like different creatures into one to make the xenomorph, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure. I know there's the early designs by H.R. Geiger. Um, I can't remember what the piece is called, but it's basically the design of like at least the top half of the xenomorph.
Right, the head, yeah.
Yeah, the head and the claws, and I don't remember if it had a tail or not, but um, yeah, there's nothing quite like it before, like between the 60s and 70s and the 50s, and the goal, like when sci-fi movies started becoming popular and everything. Like aliens have never been like, I can't remember a movie where they were like portrayed so visceral and violent, like in terms of like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Back before Alien, anytime anybody would think about Alien, they'll think about some like 1950 Roswell, like short green man with big black eyes.
Right.
Like that was their whole concept of what they thought an alien was. But until the xenomorph design, came out, and now you have this very menacing, very threatening personification of what a alien that is going to come and fuck up your species is made of. Because like the entire concept behind Alien is just inherently terrifying from the human perspective, just purely based off the fact that they can use us as incubators to create more of them. So it's like they are designed from our DNA.
Yeah, that's true, and you definitely get that in the prequels that Ridley Scott made. God,
Yeah,
God forbid. FYI, I do not like those movies.
I don't either. Not that much. Like Prometheus. You talking about like Prometheus and stuff, right?
Yeah, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I both.
Yeah, I didn't like Covenant, and Prometheus was like lackluster kind of, but I was just glad to be able to like get at least some insight of like a prequel to what was going on, even though they did it poorly.
Yeah, they did it very poorly. And that's the shame, is because, like, there is a good story and a good movie in there,
Yeah.
but Alien Covenant, oh, I was so disappointed by that. That was bad. I like Michael Fassbender though; he's a good actor.
Yeah, he definitely is. I agree.
So yeah, I mean, I do like the aspect where the donut ship and, like, the look of the space jockey and everything. Again, this story, it's just so good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's one of a kind. Yes, very iconic, very memorable. Miss Weaver, I always mess her first name up. It's
Sigourney,
Sojourney, right?
Sigourney,
Sigourney, yeah,
yeah.
it's Sigourney Weaver, yeah. She initially didn't want to take the role, from what I read about her initial thoughts about the movie, but she ended up taking it, and didn't expect it to be as popular as it was, and she's actually like a living legend, so to speak, because of how popular the movie became. Because if it wasn't for her playing the role that she did, I don't think that the movie would have been as cool. Like the concept of it would have been cool and everything, but the actors really did their part in the movie, and she showed out.
Yeah, everyone's acting in this is pretty top notch. I mean, you got Tom Skerritt and Harry Dean Stanton, Veronica Cartwright, Ian Holm, Sir Ian Holm, rest in peace. Bilbus Baginus.
Yeah, she kind of reminds me of Linda Hamilton a little bit, like from the Terminator series, like how she is just like an iconic badass woman. Because you get like Rambo, and uh you get what's his name? Is his name Dale or Duke from Predator?
Uh,
Uh,
yeah,
it's
Duke.
Duke, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you got the swole neck, tough guys, always on the front as the protagonist. They come. You got the females come in and kicking some ass now. Linda Hamilton and uh, Sir, how do you say it again? I'm sorry.
Sigourney
Her first
Weaver.
name? Yeah, Sigourney. Yeah, Sigourney and Uma Thurman from Kill Bill and stuff like that.
All
I
right.
think that's pretty cool.
So who would win in a fight? El- Ellen Ripley or uh, Sarah Connor?
I think that Sarah Connor would win in a fight between them two. Like, Ripley's survivability is top notch, but Sarah Connor is like crazy as fuck. Like, she is a military woman through and through. I think Ripley just survived off of just tenacity and, sheer survivability. Like, she's just like, look, I got to get up out this situation. But Sarah is like been preparing. If we're talking about like Terminator 2 Sarah, by that time she's been like prepping for the end of the world for years, working out nonstop in an insane asylum. So it's like, I don't know, I think she's a bigger threat. I would definitely like it would depend on their where they fought too, because it's like, are they fighting on the ship? Or are they fighting in the factory where, she fought the T-1000? Or I don't know.
Yeah,
Be a good fight.
it is a good fight. I would probably give my edge to Ripley because all right, so Ripley's a badass more so in Aliens, the same way that Sarah Connor is more of a badass in Terminator 2. But then you go back to the first movie, and Ellen Ripley handles herself with logic and uh, and assesses the situation like in a way that saves her own life. And I guess that same argument, I guess, could be made for uh, Sarah Connor, but I think it was
Yeah, but like, yeah, that's why I was saying like it depends on which movie we're talking about, because T1 Sarah Connor would get destroyed by Ripley in the first Alien, because Ripley was already a badass in the first one.
well,
She
yeah,
just had to show everybody around her that she was a badass.
well, yeah, and like she's basically a space trucker, like the rest of them
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So like she's basically got experience in terms of like skill set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she know how to use all of them guns and shit too. Like,
Mm.
she's not like she's not familiar with, battle or shit like that. Like, she isn't like a soldier or anything like that. But like you said, they own them big ass ships out in space carrying cargo and shit and whatnot. So yeah,
All right. So what would you be more terrified of? Um, to be in a ship with a xenomorph or to be in a warehouse with a Terminator?
I'd be way more terrified of the xenomorph. Like, I wouldn't be scared of a Terminator at all. Like, Terminators don't really make like they're not very quiet, so to speak. If I'm gonna be like outrightly attacked by something, I probably wouldn't see the xenomorph coming at all.
Yeah, I think yeah, due to the it's I love that his the skin of the xenomorph kind of blends in with the ship, and then
Yeah,
and again, like James Cameron, like taking the sequel, like he studied this film and he studied those aspects and added like just that to a plot point in the movie where the aliens start coming out of the walls and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
that shit was terrifying. Like, they were looking right at a big ass xenomorph on the wall. He looked like the grating. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't look like he looked like he was on the wall. Like, he was the wall.
right. So yeah, like top marks to the people that because the unsung heroes of a production is the lighting because both
Yeah,
Alien and Aliens, the lighting is just outstanding.
yeah. That's what makes it. It gives off that I'm on like a moon base slash in outer space in deep void somewhere type of feeling. Like, it gives you that feeling. It kind of like it reminds me a lot of the Chronicles of Riddick. Another movie slash storyline that was created from the aspect of Alien.
I was gonna
where it's
say,
like,
yeah, the what are they called? The necromancer's like armor kind of does seem like Geiger-ish. You know what I mean? And
oh yeah, definitely. The whole like undead warriors slash, alien type of looking people, yeah, definitely heavily influenced, I feel like.
so what is your favorite piece of media that has alien reference in it?
I would say it's a tie between the video game Dead Space and the video game StarCraft. The reason why I like StarCraft and say that it's a good reference or it has a good reference is because, and I didn't notice until after watching Alien again after playing StarCraft a couple of times, there's a phrase that one of the pilots use when they get everybody on the ship, and she says, "We're in the pipe 5 by 5." And I'm like, okay, I've heard that somewhere before. I thought that that was just like, you know, flyboy lingo or like some shit that a pilot would say trying to sound cool. But no, that is a direct reference from Aliens.
Yeah,
And
isn't that when Bishop's giving them coordinates to where he ended up?
yeah,
Yeah, okay. Because I was gonna say when
yeah,
you said it, I was like, that is familiar. Is that from Aliens? Like,
yeah, that is from Aliens. And
that's
when I
awesome.
and like in StarCraft, when you create the units that can pick people up, like the transporting ships, the chick who's like the picture of the chick who comes up, and the wording is the exact same from the movie. So I was like, oh, okay. And then like when they're landing, she's like, hang on, we're in for some chop. And I'm like, okay, they got these lines specifically from Alien to show people who would pick up on that yes, we are referencing this awesome ass movie.
That is really cool. I've never played StarCraft. It's the RTS, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's basically Alien in a nutshell if you want to really talk about like the storyline, because you got the Terrans, which are the humans, and you got the Zerg, which is the aliens, and then you got the Protoss, which is the predators, so it's like
Oh
they
wow,
got the entire story right there.
that's pretty cool. I mean, video games for sure. I mean, Halo is one of the biggest, has the biggest reference. I mean, that's their entire, structure of the Earth and human settings. So they all look and act like Marines from Earth, and they even basically took Apone, Sergeant Apone, and made him Sergeant Johnson. Like, there's no way
Oh yeah,
Apone's like, all right, people, assholes and elbows, like
yeah. I
that.
know exactly who you're talking about.
That's
That
basically
whole like moniker, that whole like bravado ass attitude. Yeah,
even with a
that is
cigar
him.
cigar smoking. That's Sergeant Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yep.
Oh,
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I love Sergeant Johnson. He's my favorite character from Halo.
Yeah, he a badass. Another one, well, yeah, like, and I had mentioned Dead Space. I think we got to give Dead Space they kudos because they did a really good job at um capturing that. I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. They did a really good job at capturing the whole like I'm alone and out of space aspect that Alien gave
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the original movie.
yeah, like I
Excuse
said,
me.
earlier, how Alien is the perfect blend of sci-fi and horror in a film. I would say Dead Space is the perfect blend of sci-fi and horror in a video game.
In
Like
a video game, yes,
it's
bro, because Dead Space was just fucking terrifying when it first came out. I'm like, I feel like I'm about to shit myself playing this because I'm really scared. Like I'm like I know I'm playing a video game, but it's like you got danger around every corner. You got shit climbing out of the vents to grab you and killing you, which is also another, nod to Alien because I can't think of anything else before Alien where some shit was coming at you real fast in the vents and would just pull you away in the vents and nobody would know what happened.
yeah, I mean, it's not one of those games where you can like just put down the controller and like send a text on your phone, thinking like, oh,
Not because you get,
like
you will get killed.
next thing you know, necromorphs coming from the ceiling and like tearing you in half and stuff. And at that point, you deserve it.
Yeah, lacking.
What is your favorite alien based game?
Um, Probably Isolation. Um, it's probably one of the only in like. Well, do you mean like Alien as in like the movies, or
Yeah,
do you just mean like Aliens, period?
no, any game that has the aliens from Alien, that's part of the Alien franchise, I should say.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alien Isolation definitely 100% would be the game that I would go to for that.
I never put.
Because you play as. Oh no, you haven't? Yeah, you play as Ripley's daughter. Like in the second movie, Aliens, she finds out that she had a daughter, or like, well, she finds out that she like was in space traveling in stasis for a really long time. Her daughter lived her whole life and passed away while she was in it. Well, you see her daughter's experiences and her interactions with the xenomorphs that she had on the ship that she was on. She pretty much like goes through something similar that her mother goes through, but in the game you have to try your best to like hide and sneak around because the xenomorphs can kill you in one interaction, like it's like a cutscene. So it's if you've ever heard of the game Outlast, it's kind of like that.
Oh, I played Outlast.
Yeah,
Um,
it's similar to Outlast, but you have like weapons. Like you get the flamethrower, you get the iconic flamethrower, you get like flashbangs and shit like that to disorient the xenomorphs so you could get away for a couple of seconds, but it doesn't really last for long. So it's like
so
you gotta.
question about the story. So is it like Ripley's daughter's on a team to go see what happened to the Nostromo? That would make more sense to why they're in that general vicinity, and that's why she's there. And then boom, they encounter an alien somehow or something.
Um,
Or is she
let
just
me.
off doing her own separate thing?
I think if I remember correctly, she was off doing her own separate thing. Her name is Amanda, but she no 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 no. She in during the game she is looking for her mom. She's investigating the disappearance of her, and I think that she ends up coming up on a place that is infested by the aliens. Let me see.
I mean, it's a bit coincidental, but like it's still fine, I guess. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if like I just wanted like if for that story it would just mean more if like she had a connection of why she was out. But if you said she's out looking for her mom, that makes total sense. And
Yeah, she was out looking for her mom, and they found somebody who had gotten infected by a chest hugger, and they brought them back to the ship, just like how it happened in the first movie.
okay, that's pretty cool. I would say for me, um, I did play Colonial Marines, and it's an okay game, but I get enjoyment from it. That's, it made me feel like,
Okay.
but I really like the AVP games as well. Not gonna lie.
There is a new Alien game out called Aliens Fireteam Elite, and
Uh,
it's like,
yeah, I heard
yeah, have
about
you seen
that.
it?
I saw like a trailer or something for it, but it looks fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks like something that I would pick up and start playing. I heard that it's really repetitive, but I would just pick it up and start playing purely based off the fact that you'll be able to play with the iconic guns from the movies. So
Right.
I
It,
just want to check them out. That flamethrower looks beautiful.
oh, I love the sound when the assault rifle fires.
Me too.
Oh man, it's so like that's ASMR right there.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, um, so I remember years ago I got into a little heated, opinionated debate, I guess, because there's this friend who was a huge Alien H.R. Geiger fan. Like she had tattoos of Alien and Geiger's work on her and stuff. She was a huge fan.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
she was serious about
Oh
it.
yeah, like this was her, like, like Star Wars is my thing, like Aliens is like her thing. And we generally got along, and then um we got into a discussion of she thought that Aliens, plural, is more of a horror film than Alien was, and I was like, whoa, 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 hold on, pump the brakes there. Like, I would say
Wait, say that again?
she said that Aliens, the sequel, is more of a horror film than Alien.
Why does she feel that way?
That's why I tried to get in. She was like, it's just there's more. She said because the stakes are higher because there's Marines there. So like, and I was like, oh, what?
I mean, the same exact literal thing that happens in the first movie happens in the second movie. Like, like
well,
what is?
well, I can't like this was like 6 years ago, so I can't remember her argument. But I just remember her saying that. I'm like, how do you get to that conclusion? Because Alien is it's horror. Like that's
Yeah, it leans more on horror than I would say the second one. The second one is more action based,
yeah, that's what I
if
said.
anything.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, this is more of an action horror, sci-fi horror kind of thing.
Because they were like immediately approached with the threat and immediately started attacking back, even though they were losing. In the first game, they were being systematically picked off. So you get like the horror suspense and the whole aspect of not understanding what the fuck is killing them at first. Like, no, I don't. I'd have to vehemently disagree with that. I'm sorry.
Same. I mean, and the ship adds to the claustrophobia, and set in space. The isolation. Like it's like kind of like The Thing in terms of setting. John Carpenter's The Thing. In terms of like the setting sets the stage for the horror to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Being isolated and away from everybody, and with a bunch of people, tensions get high, especially when something dangerous that they don't understand. You know,
yeah. They I don't know. Movies are subjective, so you can still be wrong about that shit. Though she's wrong. No, I'm just joking.
hey, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Right, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Alien is one of the most unique and important horror movies.
Yes, sir.
Because I would
If
put,
it wasn't for it, we wouldn't have a lot of the stuff we have today.
yeah,
What was you about to say? You put what?
I put it Alien in terms of, I'd probably put that in my top 20 favorite films, probably.
Definitely.
It's just it's one of those movies I could like Predator and stuff. I could just pop on and like get basically the same enjoyment from like the first time I watched it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you get that endorphin release, definitely.
Right. Because like even though I've seen it, I'm still satisfied by what the movie is and what it shows me. It's a good story, good practical effects. All right, so we talked about Aliens. What did you think of Alien 3?
Okay. Alien 3 kind of like I was confused as hell about Alien 3. Like I'm like, okay, so she is one of them now? Question mark. Like I liked the direction that they were going in it. And like I like some freaky stuff too, so I was kind of down with the like. I'm just joking. Nah, it just seemed, I don't know. I didn't like 3 that much.
Yeah, I more or less agree. Um, I like the look of it, I guess. It's just some of the story things just don't really. Okay, so like it's supposed to be a prison planet, but there's only like 12 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
that was confusing. The
okay,
power loader is cool.
and like yeah, and something I rewatched it. I want to say like 6 months ago or so, um, and it's something it kind of dawned on me because like I don't know, I haven't watched it in a while. Is that like so the alien in the movie comes from a dog, and the face hugger impregnates a dog, and the alien comes from the dog, and like it took me a while to realize like oh the xenomorph is kind of like dog like in this movie. Like as a kid I didn't register to me. I was just like oh it's just another xenomorph, you know. I didn't.
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it adapts to its host and everything. And I know we got that in AVP, but those movies are fucking terrible.
Yeah, I don't even think about those when them are like in a dark space in my mind, locked away somewhere. I'm like, oh, that was a thing.
Like, all right, so I was like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 when that came out, and I was so excited to get an Alien versus Predator movie that like watching it, then I didn't care how bad it was. I was like, oh, this is awesome. They're fighting in Antarctica, and like she's only wearing a sweater. No, that's cool.
The Predator actually worked with a human.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, you ain't know, man. We've been coming here for years doing this.
Have you heard anything about the new Predator movie?
No, I haven't.
It's like set like I don't know like 200, 300 years ago, and it's about them hunting a like Comanche woman, you know, in the West or whatever. And it's called Prey.
Excuse me. Oh no, I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh,
Excuse me.
oh,
Shit.
oh, bless you, bless your soul.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, it's called Prey. Very clever title. I hope it's good.
Me too.
It'd be nice to
I
see.
fear
What we
I
get?
fear for the route that a lot of movies are going nowadays, but I got some faith in it.
Right. I know we were talking earlier. I'm trying to have faith in the Batman
Yeah.
because I don't know. The trailer looks good. Robert Pattinson's a solid actor, um, but even solid actors can be in shitty movies, you know. So I guess we will all see.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I'm definitely gonna give it a chance. Yo, you still there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up the movie on to where we are, dude. The look of the ship Nostromo, like those those outward shots, just it looks great. Like it looks good, and it doesn't look too similar to like Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has its own uniqueness to it.
So give it up for
I always think back to the what was you, I'm sorry, what you say?
I was just gonna say give it up to the production crew. You know, making the sets
Oh
and the
yeah,
models.
definitely. Yeah, I always think back to the little tank that Ripley drives in the second one when they're trying to get away.
Yeah, that Tesla looking tank.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly how it looked.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Tesla's a defense contractor, so I'm sure they have built like a cyber tank, and the government's just like, yeah, we like it, but it's ugly as shit.
Looks like a shoebox on wheels.
That is a cool looking tank now that I think about it, but it's so like bland, and I don't know James Cameron,
Yeah.
James old Cameron, dude. The way that Dallas, Tom Skerritt's character, dies looking for the alien, when he's crawling with the tent in the vents, sorry, and he's got the flamethrower and stuff, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's coming closer!" Like that scene
Yeah.
to this
Yeah, he
day,
got
it gets me every time. Like like when you know something's about to happen and jump out, but you still like feel like those emotions. That's why
it's a
it.
wrap.
Like I remember.
And they actually put that death scene in Doom, in one of the newer Doom games. The one that came out on the the Xbox, the original Xbox.
Doom 3. I have it.
Yeah. Yeah, they put that scene in Doom 3.
See, like, I like that game, but I don't know if you remember the mechanic where, like, you can't hold the flashlight at the same time as your
Yeah, they
gun.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, they fixed that in the
that,
update.
yeah, but that's why I don't play the game, because I have it for the original Xbox.
Right, so you still got to pull your flashlight out with the
And,
white button.
and it's like, dude, this game's not fun. But yeah, the Doom series definitely took some Alien but like then again, like Alien's such a one of those movies that like what hasn't.
Yeah, Doom, that was another game I was gonna reference because it's one of my favorite games of all time, but I didn't want to just like go on a video game tangent because we could sit there talking about that all day. But Doom definitely took references from Alien. John Carmack and what's his name? Just John Carmack and John.
Oh
I forgot the other guy's name.
yeah, I only know.
Romero. It's
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
John Carmack and John
Romero.
Romero. Yeah, yeah. They the original creators of Doom. They actually said that the game is heavily influenced by Alien. So yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
they made
awesome.
that shit a basement.
Yeah, I love Doom. I got it on my phone. I paid like $3, and I was just like, you know what? When I just want to go, shoot some demons and run around, look for
Yeah.
secrets, I'll throw on some Doom.
Doom will always be a important part of my gaming history because it was quite literally one of the first video games I ever played. My father played it a lot when I was a child, and I watched him play. Probably shouldn't have been watching him play, but I picked up a lot of my good hand and eye coordination from playing that as a kid.
Oh yeah, dodging them imp fire blasts and everything.
Yeah, going into a room full of demons and strategically taking them out with your shotgun.
So okay, like three people will take Parker, Ripley, and Harry Dean Stanton's character. Can't remember his name, and like they have to fight and subdue the alien, but like he's not hiding. They see where he is. They just have to like you know kill him between themselves. Do you think they could do it?
Yeah.
Like if it was
Do they have
out
any
in the open?
weaponry?
I think it'd probably be fair to give them like weaponry. Like, I'm watching the scene right now where they're trying to find it with like a net and like one of those like shocker pokey sticks or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just giving them that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Xenomorphs are kind of resilient to
Yeah,
basic ass shit like that, you know?
right. Because even if you like hit them or like do significant damage, that acid's gonna eat through you
Yeah.
and or the ship.
Yeah. Ooh, the acid, and then it's like you have to deal with that thick ass exoskeleton. And like my main thing that I'm always concerned about is getting tail whipped by them. Like if they tail whip you, they can damn near cut you in half.
Right.
So yeah.
And if you close the distance, they got that miniature puncture
Well,
tongue.
yeah, it's a wrap if they do that. Yeah, they signature double bite down.
So damn, yeah, xenomorph is just like on its own, like like you said, a resilient and dangerous creature. Like,
Yeah, man. They whole setup is just like flawless when it comes to being a threat to a human. They knew what the hell they was doing creating them damn scary things.
Yeah, it's just I wish the way they were explained. A better thing is like I think it's better and serves the movie better if you don't know where these things came from. Like just they just exist like a horror and
Yeah.
it right. It's Lovecraftian of
What
like
the
there's this
fuck?
right this horror exists somewhere out in the cosmos. So that means like what else exists? You know what I mean?
That reminds me of Cthulhu just coming out the void, fucking shit up.
Yeah, I read Call of Cthulhu not too long ago too. Got it on the Nook.
Yeah, I play this game called Smite, and he's a god on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty fun to play
One
with.
of my old roommates played Smite. And it's funny that Cthulhu's on there.
Yeah, you can make people lose their goddamn mind.
That is technically his power set.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely say that Dan O'Bannon and Ridley Scott definitely have read Lovecraft. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Had that.
And I think H.
Some Xenomorphs definitely came from that shit. I wouldn't be surprised seeing one of them off in the void with their ass, you know?
Right. Like they're like the ant version of like the old ones. They're just these lesser creatures, but even though like the lesser creatures are so fucking dangerous to us that like we can't even comprehend the old ones, you know. Cthulhu lore is
Yeah.
fun. It's fun, but it's terrifying. Aw, dude, the scene where he kills Harry Dean Stanton's coming on right now. And you just see him like descend behind him. I think it works to the movie's benefit. Is like you don't really have much screen time with the alien.
That costs a lot of money.
Well, that's true, and I guess like the suit was like kind of fucky, and the way they lit it just worked for the benefit of everything. Because like if there was just a little bit more light, it would probably look goofy as hell. I don't know. That scene, I kind of could tell there were some wires, but it still looks good. And like the water dribbling off the alien's face.
Yeah. Nasty water or spit or whatever you want to call it. Drooling.
So like yeah, so all right, so is it safe to assume that xenomorphs eat humans or are part of humans? Like what?
I'm not sure. I've never actually seen them like consume anything. They just bite motherfuckers. But
Yeah.
I ain't never seen them spit it out either, so I
Well,
don't think anybody hangs around long enough to see that shit.
right. So I'm just wondering because like yeah, you're right. You don't see them eat him. You just see them like just basically kill people, or and if not, then take them to the hive so they can be impregnated by a facehugger. But you never really see them like eating in terms. So like it makes you think: do xenomorphs even eat?
I don't know. That's a good question.
And I love the reference to the Bible when they're talking about the alien and everything, and they're saying how big it is, and Ash, the crazy android, is like Cain's son, and, Cain and Abel, that story. So, like the little biblical reference there. It's pretty cool, on the nose, but cool.
Crazy ass android.
Right. Apparently, Ian Holm hated this movie because, like, they had the scene where he has his head and he's talking to Ripley. They had to like have milk in his mouth, but prior to when the filming starts, and like apparently he hates milk, like hates it,
Ugh.
and they made him do that. Like it's just like, dude, you picked the wrong movie, but because like not only are we gonna cover you in milk, but you gotta hold milk in your mouth in between takes and everything. Like, oh no.
Right, and they probably had to do that multiple times.
Yeah. Oh, you know what scene they got on the first try though was the alien chestburster scene. Like that was first try. Those were real reactions because they had no idea what was happening.
That's funny as hell.
Right. All they knew
That's
was
the best type of shit to get.
right. All they knew was like Kane was on the table, and then like when that scene happened, and they set up all the practical effects. They surprised in like you see the blood get on Lambert, Veronica Cartwright's character, and like that's an actual reaction. And she was like, "What the fuck?" This was a Ridley Scott movie, kids. Back when he made good movies.
Yeah, I can't find any reference towards them eating anything. I've been looking that up since you said that.
Right. I just asked because of like the motivation.
That's just a good. It was just a good question. Like
Right.
I've never thought about that.
Is it
They
kill?
big as fuck. They grow well over 7 feet tall. What the fuck are y'all eating, my boy?
What is that metabolism level? And like, do they kill? If they don't kill for food, do they kill for just pleasure, or like they're just
Well, I
sadistic
think that
aliens?
they just like use people as incubation pods. Like we know that. It's just like I feel like that is their like primary goal to just do with us. It's like all they're programmed to do
Right.
is procreate. So it's like
Survive and
they go capture
reproduce.
your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are multiple times where they just captured motherfuckers and like forced them to be impregnated to make more.
Yeah. So, hmm. I'm just wondering if they don't eat, like what kind of like metabolism do they have? Do they even need oxygen? What do they breathe? Just thinking of like
Good question.
stuff
Do
like
they have
that.
lungs?
Yeah.
Well, I
Do
think
they
that
have
they
normal
do.
organs?
I think that they do. I think they have normal organs or what we would perceive as normal organs because they take the biology of their host that they're created from.
Right.
So,
Right, as proven by
uh,
Alien 3.
yeah.
You see, before that, I was just figuring like, oh, the facehugger could attach to any living organism, and then boom, it's a xenomorph. But no, it models its DNA after its host. So that means like if a facehugger impregnated like a bear or whatever, we would get like a big chonky
Oh my
fucking
God, dude.
xenomorph. Like,
No. No, that would be fucking terrifying.
um, Disney, because they own now the rights of aliens, do something with this. Make an alien bear. Oh,
That's terrifying.
yeah. Or like a saltwater crocodile. Somehow get a face hugger on that, and then like the xenomorph, like it's got like big set of jaw, and then it's got even a tinier set of jaw inside, but it's like big ass long fucking xenomorph.
Oh my God. I'm just thinking about all the different variations.
One that could fly.
And spit acid from the air.
Oh my god. Just apparently they're doing an Alien TV show.
Really?
supposedly. Yeah, it's the same showrunner that did Fargo. I don't know if you watched Fargo or Legion on FX.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Noah.
watched. I watched a little bit of Fargo.
Yeah, apparently it's Noah Hawley is his name. But yeah, he's doing an alien show, and I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard anything about it. Did you ever watch Alien Resurrection?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that triple A
Was
movie?
Resurrection was Resurrection the one? Uh, which one was Resurrection?
It's the one with Winona Ryder and Ron Perlman, and it's like the Ripley. It has like mixed DNA with the xenomorph, and there's that like human hybrid xenomorph at the end, and he gets sucked out of the ship.
I think I saw it.
It's really bad,
I
but like,
probably don't remember it because it was so bad.
oh yeah, everyone pretty much. It's bad. Even Sigourney Weaver was bad in it. Like, I don't recommend it. Like, I mean, if you want to, go for it, but you're gonna just be. But hey, Ron Perlman.
Yeah, I gotta look that. I'm gonna look it up, read to try to see. So it's the fourth one.
Yeah, I think 1997, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a it's a movie. It's definitely a movie. Someone made that. I think it was some French guy or something.
Right. They cloned her. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and Winona Ryder's an android and whatever. And there's a guy that like he's crippled or something. He has to be carried on the back. I'm just trying to remember the bits and pieces because it's been years since I've seen it. But it's just, I loved these movies, so I'd watch. I'd go from Alien to Resurrection all the time. It was kind of like watching the old Batman movies. Honestly, the Alien franchise has the same like structure as the the '90s Batman movies. So like,
Yeah. It kind of does. Yeah.
at least for
I
me, like I like Batman '89. That's probably my favorite of the series and everything. And I really like Batman Returns, even though it's got some flaws and whatever. And the third one's just kind of like, okay, I didn't really like that, but whatever. And then the fourth one's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's got the same structure as Alien. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Alien fans they really like Aliens, which is totally fair. Aliens is an awesome movie, but Alien One was like it's the nitty gritty.
Yeah. It's the first. Yeah. First and foremost, and the most heavy hitting.
Is there a sequel that you think does outshine the original?
Oh, let me think. I know I probably could think of one if I thought hard, because I swear I was thinking about something like this not that long ago.
A lot of people say the Terminator 2 is better than
I was
Terminator
gonna
1.
say maybe T2. Yeah, maybe T2. Because I liked T2 a lot more than the first one.
I'm the opposite.
Um,
I like T1 better, but I still love T2. Don't get me wrong. It's just I really like the first one. Like Alien, it's more of horror. You know, the Terminator's basically just a slasher, but it's a futuristic slasher.
yeah.
Again, I like James Cameron. I heard he's a total prick, but he makes good movies mostly. Are you excited for Avatar 2 at the end of the year?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I guess I wasn't like I liked the first one, but I wasn't like caught up over it like everybody else was when it first came out. It's a good movie though. I'm looking forward to seeing the second one.
Yeah. Well, they've been working on it for like, however many years. We'll see. I wasn't too impressed with the first one. I liked it for a visual,
Yeah, it was pretty looking. Yeah.
but that's
Trying to think, is there anything else that's coming out that I'm really looking forward to? I hope they don't mess up the new Blade movie.
I don't know if that's this year, and they will. Are you ready?
Yeah, I know.
Are you ready for PG-13 Blade?
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. Oh man.
Motherfucker, you lost your damn mind. Oh, I love the first Blade. Yeah.
They were so confused when he said that back to him.
Some motherfuckers trying to ice skate. Like, what does that even mean, Wes?
He told that you doing shit you shouldn't be trying to fucking do. That's literally what that means.
I know, it's such a goofy line.
I thought it was pretty badass. And he throws up the fucking syringe after that and fucking roundhouse kicks it into his forehead. Shouldn't be trying to ice skate uphill, motherfucker. It reminded me of like some shit Shaft would say before he shot him in the fucking head.
I can believe it. Okay, yeah. So I'm at the scene where Ash is trying to kill Ripley, and he's trying to stick like I think that magazine in her throat.
Yeah.
What an inefficient way of killing someone when you're a fucking android. Like you just snap her.
His servos was fucking up then, bro. I don't know what he was thinking.
Because like he just does this little grip to Parker, and it, like takes him down. So like he could easily just take Ripley's neck and just like turn it. But yeah, you're right. He is malfunctioning like a motherfucker.
He malfunctioning, bro.
He's
He tweak it.
spilling up milk. Oh, he just got his head chopped off.
Spitting up milk.
He, androids, I guess, are lactose intolerant. Who would have known? We're so advanced, but we can't synthetically, process, dairy. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Future's evil.
Give them a milkshake, they'll pass out.
Yeah, Alien. So I think that's where we're gonna leave it.
All right.
Yeah. Check out My Fight Money on his YouTube channel. He produces quality gaming moments and clips.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Check me out on my fight money at YouTube. I'm always playing stuff like Dead by Daylight and anything that really tickles my fancy at the moment. I'm more of a horror game type of game player, and I do dabble in some fighting games once in a while. So I also love my movies too.
Oh, before you go, did you hear that Mortal Kombat sequel has been greenlit?
Yeah, I just saw that right before we started the podcast,
Yeah.
and that the writers from I think it's Moon Knight
Moon Knight.
yeah.
So I guess we'll see if Moon Knight's good, but like, I don't know.
I
Oh,
hope, fingers crossed, the first Mortal Kombat, the remake was okay.
yeah, that's the only Kano saved that movie.
Yeah, Kano was funny. Yeah, I'm more of I like the Kung Lao. Kung Lao made the movie
Yeah, but
good for me.
now he dead.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah,
But
he did.
death doesn't matter in Mortal Kombat. But yeah, so we will see you later. Are you gonna be here for the next episode for
I
2001:
think I might be.
A Space Odyssey?
Space Odyssey. Yeah, I think I should be. I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything. I would definitely be joining you guys.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. It's a long movie, so I gotta get my watch in soon. It's been some time, but our guest will definitely have a lot of insight into that movie. He claims it's his favorite movie of all time, so we will test him on those merits.
Excellent.
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to it.
All right. We will see you all next time.